Is that really a problem? I mean, most people use bathrooms, or am I missing something?
You're missing something.
Tell me again, Rena, where did those signs come from?
The UN.
The UM?
The UN, the United Nations.
Oh, yes, that's right. You told me that. What is the United Nations? It sounds very important.
Hey, Joe, would you mind explaining what the UN is? I'm kind of busy here.
It's a big building in New York City. Where all the countries in the world, probably not North Korea. No, I think almost every country in the world comes together to solve the world's problems.
Oh, I see. Problems like poverty?
Yes, Kashka. The UN helps to solve problems like world poverty.
Oh, how? How do they do that?
That's what these signs are all about.
The United Nations Millennium Development Goals. Big, big success story. Oh, Quan, is the data in yet?
It's processing now.
Hey, Rena, if the UN Millennium Development Goals are such a big deal, why have I never heard of them?
Probably because you didn't pay attention. But it's probably not your fault. In the US, the media completely ignored them.
They sure did.
Which is crazy. Like, this is huge. We should be shouting about this at the top of our lungs. That's why I got these posters.
The year is 2000. That's when everything begins. And the number is 193. That's the number of countries who agreed to work together to address global poverty. And 8 goals.
Goal 1.
Eradicate extreme poverty and hunger.
Oh, what is extreme poverty? Is it like the X Games?
According to the UN, extreme poverty means living on less than $1.25 a day.
Oh, well, what does that mean?
It means millions of children go hungry, and many of them die of starvation.
Children die? Oh, can't somebody do something?
Yes, they can, and they do. They did. I mean, the UN's goal was to cut extreme poverty in half by 2015, and they did it.
Yeah, more than 1 billion people have been lifted out of extreme poverty since 1990. That's 1 in 7 people in the world.
Ready for Goal 2?
Education.
Ooh.
Yeah, the number of children who don't attend school has been reduced by half since 2000.
The United Nations thinks everyone should go to school? Even me? Oh.
All right, Goal 3, gender equality.
There's progress, but the data isn't as positive on this one.
Uh-oh, isn't as positive. That means bad news, yes?
Well, scanning the UN fact sheet, it says women and girls in many parts of the world are forced to spend many hours fetching water. Girls often do not attend school because of a lack of decent sanitation facilities. Child marriage and violence against girls are also significant barriers to education. Girls with disabilities are also less likely to go to school. If girls get pregnant, many drop out of school. I'll post a link to all the fact sheets so you can read them online.
Oh, goodness.
How about the next one? Goal 4.
Let's do 4 and 5 together. Yeah. All right. Reduce the number of children who die and the number of mothers who die in childbirth.
Oh.
Among poor populations, if the mother dies, the child is 10 times more likely to die too.
That's why prenatal care is so important. Tens of thousands of mothers and children have survived because the UN goals were implemented.
Oh, good.
Well, the UN didn't completely succeed with this goal. They wanted to reduce mortality of mothers by 75%, but they've only reached 50%.
Oh, so far.
Goal 6. Reduce HIV, AIDS, and other diseases.
Including malaria and tuberculosis.
Now, the data on this is very promising. Other quant, are you ready? Ready. The number of people receiving treatment for HIV/AIDS went from 800,000 to 13.6 million in a decade. New HIV infections fell nearly 40%. And 6 million people are alive today who would have died from malaria, and that's mostly children. And 37 million lives were saved through tuberculosis prevention, diagnosis, and treatment. That's a total of 43 million people who didn't die, thanks to the UN MDG. Thanks, Other Quant. Later, Q.
43 million people didn't die? That's impressive.
How many is 43 million people?
That's about equal to the amount of people living in
Spain.
In Spain, yeah.
Oh, can you take me to Spain someday? Can we take a ride on the international subway like you did?
That would be fun.
Yes, I would like that very much. Oh, can I do the next one?
Sure.
Okay. What does it say?
Goal 7. Ensure environmental sustainability.
Oh, that sounds good. What does that mean?
Stop harming the environment.
Oh,
See?
End open defecation.
So, remember the scene in the movie Slumdog Millionaire? Some people just don't have a choice because they don't have facilities, and some people just haven't been taught.
And remember how there are over 7 billion people living on Earth? Well, 1 in 3 humans still defecates outdoors. Poops.
ooh.
But that's better than 2 out of 3, which was true before the UN got busy fixing the problem.
This is part of a larger goal. We want clean water for drinking, for washing yourself and your clothes, clean water for growing healthy foods.
And the good news is the UN hit that target to cut the proportion of the population without access to drinking water and basic sanitation in half.
Oh, that is good news. Still, pooping out in the open? Yee.
Last goal. Global Development Partnership.
What's that?
Well, I think it begins with telling people about the UN's...
Oh, yes, about the UN's Millennium Development Goals, like we're doing right now.
You ready? Let's hit the streets.
Yes! Go, good people. Spread the word.